You were watching here singing in our last half hour. We had a huge crowd of her fans.
Outside as well as inside.
Here in Quebec. And you have visited us often in our studio in New York, but it is such a treat to see you in your own environment. You're a big deal here.
I gotta tell you that you're always more than welcome here, and I want people to know that I think it's the best place to spend vacation. And, I mean, it's here, there's magic in the air. Quebec is just so romantic.
Are you actually from Quebec City or
I'm from Montreal. I was raised in Charlemagne. It's a little town about 15 minutes east from Montreal, but it's about 150 miles from here.
We've talked about the fact there were, 61 kids in the family?
Actually, I'm the 14th kid, you know, but with the nieces and nephews, there's 35 nieces and nephews. Christmas time, I'm telling you.
And do they all speak French?
They all speak French. We grew up in a French culture, yes.
Terrific singer and people in the ballroom. But down here at the end of the boardwalk, there are another few hundred people who couldn't get into the ballroom who are here just to talk to her, ask her a question perhaps, which we will do in our 8:30 half hour. But we have a chance to talk for just a few moments. I am very struck. Sarah McLachlan was with us on Monday. Katie Lang, of course, from Canada. Jan Arden was with us on Tuesday.
Ooh,
you from here.
You are.
The number of female musical singers coming out of Canada that are terrific.
Well, to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of so much talent in Canada, and I think people now start to come out of their shells and just go for it. And I think it's great, and I'm very proud of that. Proud to be Canadian, but proud that we're coming out and we just try to go for it. And it's just like a dream come true for a lot of people.
I remember the first time Celine was ever on our show. And you were still, you'd gone through, I believe, Berlitz and learned.
I remember that too, because singing in the morning, believe me, I go to bed at that time.
And she was really you know, conquering the English language.
Right.
In fact, I think it was when you were about 12 or 13 that you first started singing English songs, and you didn't know what the words meant, did you?
Well, what happened is, I did my first album, my first French album came out at 13 years old, and then I did my first tour in the province of Quebec, and I was on stage and I was doing the whole show in French, and then I did include an English song, and you remember that song, What a Feeling, what a feeling, and I was singing, What a Feeling, everybody were dancing with me, I can't have, and I didn't understand a word of what I was singing at that time. And I was having a great time, and I said, I want to have an international career, this is my dream, I better go to school and learn English, and I did 8 years ago.
We have talked a lot the last couple of days about the divisions between French Canada and English Canada. Are you more popular one area than the other? Does the music sort of bridge the divisions? I know the money, for instance, is recording in English, but you still record in French, which is very important to you.
Well, I will always, in my life, hopefully, sing in French, because I grew up in the French culture. This is my blood, this is my origin, my roots, and it means a lot to me. No matter what happens in my life or in my career, this is who I am, and it's very important to me. But if I can have both, I enjoy singing in both languages, and if I can do it for the rest of my life. And you know what? I'm thinking of learning Spanish, too.
Really?
So
I bet you could do it.
They're having a problem with my schedule with my French and English career. Can you imagine when I'm a Spanish one?
I love it. You say you very rarely listen to other music, to other musicians, because you're afraid you'll mimic them. That's so interesting. You want to keep your own style.
Well, the thing is, first of all, I don't have a lot of time. I'm always constantly either in studio recording a new English one or a French one, promoting it or performing it on stage and touring it. So when I have a day or two or a week off, I don't want to sit down and watch TV or listen to music. I want to open the doors of our home, Renee and myself, especially when we're in Florida. We have this bird sanctuary where the birds are singing for me. I want to hear the cooking and the cleaning, and I just want some
normal
peaceful
life.
time, a bit of a normal life. But it's just nice to be quiet and peaceful once in a while.
Well, it is terrific to have you here. I do remember that first time she was on, and you were nervous about your English.
Well, how long was that? Like, was that like 6 or
It had to be at least 6 or 7 years ago.
It was a week ago Tuesday. But it is a treat to be up here.
A sense of the excitement inside and outside, because we had speakers out here. A lot of folks came to listen. And Celine has been nice enough to come outside and answer some questions from her fans. Charlie?
We picked this young fellow out because he has this Whitney Houston hat.
Oh, it's Celine.
What's your name?
Jean-Nicolas.
And the question?
How do you feel about singing at the Olympic Games?
Great question. I feel very, very honored. Should I answer in English? Of course, I will answer
Yes,
in English.
absolutely. For
I feel very, very honored. It's going to be the 19th of July, and I'll be performing a great song that's been written by David Foster, Babyface, and Linda Thompson. It's called The Power of the Dream, with 100 musicians, 300 background vocalists. I'm very. Come on, there's going to be 3 billion people watching. Am I going to get nervous? I'll be dying, but I just can't wait. It's a big honor, really, to be with all these athletes. Amazing.
Your question?
Celine, I'd like to know that you came here especially for Good Morning America show?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Celine has appeared with us many, many times over the years, so she's always come and visited us in New York.
Yeah, I know, but I'm very glad you came here. It's so amazing right here. You should come more often.
Okay.
Yes?
Your name?
Marina,
And your question?
I'd like to know where else would you like to sing? Which country would you like to sing beside Quebec?
Well, I guess, and I think you know by now that I would like to have an international career and sing all my life. And every time I visit a new country, it's such a great thrill to visit the world and have the chance to travel all around the world and meet some new people. It's very exciting. So everywhere I didn't go yet, I would love to go there. And
You are starting a world tour, are you not?
Well, actually, I'm starting my tour. Actually, I'm leaving tomorrow for Vancouver. I'm starting my Canadian tour tomorrow. Hey, we got some folks from Vancouver. Tomorrow I'm leaving from Vancouver. My first show will be Saturday, and then we start the Canadian tour. And then I'll be
America as well.
in America as well, and then the Olympics. And I have some shows here. In about 3 weeks from now, I'll be coming back to Quebec City and perform for those guys.
Once every 6 months, she takes a day off, you know?
What's your name?
Stella,
And what's your question?
I'd like to know, what's your favorite part about Quebec City?
My favorite part? The people. Yeah.
But on a Tuesday afternoon, and you've got a little free time, and you want to wander in one part of the city or another, where do you go?
Can you do it? Can you wander around these days?
If I have a day off?
Yeah.
That's well, I love to shop, that's for sure. But I think what's very amazing about Quebec City also, of course, it's beautiful outside, inside, everywhere it's amazing. It's magic. But I love walking, those beautiful cafes here. You sit down, it's like a little Paris. It's very romantic. You sit down, take a little coffee, a little sandwich, you walk people walking. It's just very romantic, and everywhere, every cafe, there's a mood. And if I have the chance to come and sit down here and just, everywhere is amazing.
Your name?
I'm Melanie. Okay, I was wondering, do you prefer singing in English or French?
You don't know that yet? Well, of course, to be really honest with you, I grew up in a French culture, and I will always, hopefully, sing in French for the rest of my life. But, for sure. But as you know, also, I started my career, I was 12 years old, and you know that my dream is to sing in both languages, and maybe 3 or 4 or 5 languages. Like I said to you earlier in the show, I'm going to go to school in '97 to learn Spanish, and I would love to sing in many languages all my life.
And she grew up in a home with very strong women, because when they got married, her father said, I don't want to have any kids. They have 14 children.
14 kids, and my dad
Your mom's a good talker.
Oh, believe me, she's the boss. She wears the pants.